Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Andrea is running a little bit late today, so she might not be able to make it, but hopefully she can while we're doing this. I hope everyone had a good week so far. I know I have been, and it's been gorgeous outside. I spent the afternoon today reading outside, finishing my Start with Why. What a great book, let me tell you. I know we always talk about how important your why is. Why do we want you to start with your why? This book really explains it and puts it into perspective, especially it did for me anyways. It compares a lot of businesses, and it's super easy to compare it back to ourselves. But what I really liked was that he used stories to tell everything. And that's another thing we always say, is that use stories to grow, to build your business, to people understand and relate and remember stories. So just remember to always tell stories. They are going to help you in every aspect of your business. I know something sticks in my head and I get more interested when somebody starts telling a story versus when somebody starts just telling me facts. Sorry, guys. But why? Your why is very important. I love thinking about my why, especially this weekend after reading this book. It's kind of put everything into a new perspective for me. It's not that I didn't have a strong why before, or a strong belief in what I wanted to do, but I think I was leading with what instead of why, and that's totally the wrong thing. So now I'm refocusing, I'm reevaluating, and I'm starting with my why. This is really what people are going to listen to, what people are going to follow. He gives a lot of good examples about how businesses fail or slow down or don't do the same things because they lose their sense of why. Businesses might start off really good, and their why and their what may be in parallel, but sometimes when they start to grow and go over their boundaries, their why gets lost in the mix or it gets fuzzy. So it's just really about remembering your why and explaining it and getting it out there and explaining it to everyone that you talk to. That's what they're going to follow. That's what they believe in. That's what makes them loyal to you. That's what makes you build the relationships you do in this business. Just because we are about building relationships, and part of that is starting with your why, because that's what people are going to follow first. They're going to follow you and your why, then your what, and then your how. So just remember to always stick with your why. If you don't know what your why is, or if you don't think your why is strong enough, or if you're new and don't really know where to go, just sit down and think about your why for a minute. Think about why you started this business. What do you want to achieve in it? What are your goals? And that's all going to make up your why. So part of my why when I started was just to make a little bit of extra money with being in school and work. But do you think a lot of people are going to follow that? Probably not. Not that I don't have amazing people on my team as it is, but there are stronger beliefs that I have that that I started this business now that I sit down and really evaluate it. So things like I want to help people become healthy. We've had a lot of health issues in my family. I myself have gone through a lot of health issues. There's so many health issues out there in the world that helping people become healthy and get into the right state of mind and just love themselves and love their body and not feel sick and gross all the time is really, really important to me. The people I have in my life, I want to have in my life for a long time. And the people who aren't in my life yet, I want to have them in my life. So part of that is going to be making those connections with people and just making sure that's part of my why. The other part is because I want financial freedom. I want the freedom to live my life and do the things I want to do and travel or rent our house or move to BC or wherever we decide to move. Just anything like that. I want the freedom. I want to be able to pack up my stuff and do what I want to do or go where I want to go without having to worry about who's on the other line or if I'm going to have a job when I come back or if I'm going to have enough money when I come back. All those types of things. So that's another aspect of my why. And the other thing is because my boyfriend, he's in there tonight and he is very sore. He's always sore from work. His back is very messed up. We're working on it. But he has a lot of physical issues due to his job. I've actually heard some crazy stories lately about carpenters and things like that not being able to work as they get older, obviously, because it puts strain on their body and their backs and their muscles. So there comes a point where your body's just going to say enough is enough. So that's something I would like to help steer him away from. I don't want to have to see him suffer for the rest of his life. Even though he loves what he's doing, there is still stuff that he can do in the same field without having to hurt himself. So that's something else I'm working for. I want to make sure that my family and my spouse and just my friends and everyone out there has the kind of life that they want. So when you sit down and you really focus about your why, that's what you're going to be telling people. So from now on, when I'm talking to people and I'm telling them why I got in this business or why I am here, those are the things I'm going to lead with. It's not going to be that I needed to make some money to being in school and working and that we wanted to do a few extra things. My why is completely evolved, and I am so thankful that I read this book. So if you haven't read it yet, read it, please. It is awesome. But there was one quote or one little story at the end of this book that I wanted to share with you guys. It was perfect. It was a perfect way to end the book, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'll only read you some of it, or maybe paraphrase a little bit. But it's about this kid named Ben, who was a track runner, but he had cerebral palsy. So normally people would start off at at a regular pace, and the strong ones would pull ahead, and the weaker ones would fall behind naturally, right? But Ben, he would run and then he would fall. He would get back up. He would run and he would fall and he would get back up. He never stopped. So everyone else would finish the race in about 25 minutes. It took Ben about 45 minutes to finish the race every time. This is where it gets good. So you always say you're in competition with each other, especially in something like that when you're racing. You're trying to beat the other person all the time. So what he was explaining was that the other racers wouldn't help each other. If somebody fell, they would leave them there, and that would be that. But with Ben, as soon as they finished the race, they would go back and start helping Ben, because they believed in him. They believed in what he was doing. It wasn't what he was doing; it was why he was doing it. So this is kind of what he says. When you compete against everyone else, no one wants to help you. But when you compete against yourself, everyone wants to help you. Olympic athletes don't help each other. They're competitors, right? But Ben starts every race with a clear sense of why he's running. Ben never loses sight. His sense of why he's running gives him the strength to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep getting up, to keep going, and to do it again and again and again. And every day he runs. The only time Ben sets out to beat is his own. So we are independent business owners. We are one team, one mission. And I love that sense of community we have within this business. Everybody loves on each other. Everyone works together. I don't feel like we're ever out to compete with each other. I really like that. But if you have a better sense of why somebody's doing it, you're going to have people follow you. You're going to have people want to come to work with you. You're going to have people that want to be a part of what you're doing. They believed in Ben and what he was doing, and that's why they came back every time. So that's one thing that just really stuck with me. I mean, there's so many great quotes, so many great things that happened in this book. It's definitely a must-read if you haven't read it yet. But I just really want to encourage everyone to start with your why. Get out there, start thinking about it. And if your why doesn't make you cry, rethink it. So if I don't have any questions, I keep thinking that I hear Andrea, but I don't think she's here. If anybody have any questions, please feel free to ask myself and Andrea. Sorry, this was a little all over the place tonight. Hopefully Andrea shows up soon and is okay. But feel free to let us know anytime you guys have any questions. We're here to help you. And I look forward to hearing everybody's whys. Bye, guys.